Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is June 23rd, 2022. We are in the New Testament book of Matthew. We're in chapter 5, verse 17 to 48 today. Let's see, we've said Matthew, also known as Levi, disciple of Christ. He was the tax collector. He wrote his gospel mainly to try and convince the first century Jews that Jesus was the Messiah. First century Jews had no shortage of messiahs that they could follow at that time. There were lots of them running around. So he kind of sets out to, here's all the ways that you were looking for the Messiah, and here's all the ways that Jesus has matched it. And now he's starting to get into the preaching that Jesus did and say, you know what, and if you listen to his words and see his actions and see his deeds, there's only one. All of these fake messiahs running around, they all basically had the idea that they were going to the Messiah was coming to overthrow Rome and restore an earthly kingship in the line of David in Jerusalem, and they would all go back to being happy and well, until inevitably that fell apart, just like it has all throughout all the Old Testament. Not so the real Messiah, Jesus. He's defeating an enemy that isn't outside of us. It's the one enemy that's in here, and it's the enemy that's up here, and it's the enemy in here. And that's what we're seeing here on this Sermon on the Mount, which is what this section is called. So, without further ado, we're going to start reading chapter 5, verse 17, all the way to 48. Do not think that I have come to do away with the law of Moses and the teachings of the prophets. I have not come to do away with them, but to make their teachings come true. Remember that as long as heaven and earth last, not the least point nor the smallest detail of the law will be done away with, not until the end of all things. So then, whoever disobeys even the least important of the commandments and teaches others to do the same will be least in the kingdom of heaven. On the other hand, whoever obeys the law and teaches others to do the same will be great in the kingdom of heaven. I tell you then that they will be able to enter the kingdom of heaven only if you are more faithful than the teachers of the law and the Pharisees in doing what God requires. You have heard that people were told in the past, do not commit murder. Anyone who does will be brought to trial. But now I tell you, whoever is angry with his brother will be brought to trial. Whoever calls his brother you good for nothing will be brought before the council. And whoever calls his brother a worthless fool will be in danger of going to the fire of hell. So if you're about to offer your gift to God at the altar, and then you remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. Go at once and make peace with your brother, and then come back and offer your gift to God. Someone brings a lawsuit against you and takes you to court, settle the dispute with him while there is time before you get to court. Once you are there, he will turn you over to the judge, who will hand you over to the police, and you'll be put in jail. There you will stay, I tell you, until you pay the last penny of your fine. You have heard that it was said, do not commit adultery. But now I tell you, anyone who looks at a woman and wants to possess her is guilty of committing adultery with her in his heart. So if your right eye causes you to sin, take it out and throw it away. It's much better for you to lose a part of your body than to have your whole body thrown into hell. If your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. It is much better for you to lose one of your limbs than to have your whole body go off to hell. It was also said, anyone who divorces his wife must give her a written notice of divorce. But now I tell you, if a man divorces his wife for any cause other than her unfaithfulness, then he is guilty of making her commit adultery if she remarries again. The man who marries her commits adultery also. You have also heard that people were told in the past, do not break your promises, but do what you have vowed to the Lord to do. But now I tell you, do not use any vow when you make a promise. Do not swear by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by earth, for it's the resting place for his feet, nor by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Do not even swear by your head, because you cannot make a single hair white or black. Just say yes or no. Anything else you say comes from the evil one. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But now I tell you, do not take revenge on someone who wrongs you. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, let him slap your left cheek too. And if someone takes you to court to sue you for your shirt, let him have your coat as well. And if one of the occupation troops forces you to carry his pack 1 mile, carry it 2 miles. When someone asks you for something, give it to him. When someone wants to borrow something, lend it to him. You have heard that it was said, love your friends, hate your enemies. But now I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may become the sons of your Father in heaven. For he makes his sun to shine on bad and good people alike, and gives rain to those who do good and to those who do evil. Why should God reward you if you love only the people who love you? Even the tax collectors do that. And if you speak only to your friends, have you done anything out of the ordinary? Even the pagans do that. You must be perfect, just as your Father in heaven is perfect. May God bless the reading of His Word. May God bless you. Bye.